Another thing is, which is just kind of like annoying. Let me just show you. You go to new feature. No, wait, hold on. Let me go back. Go to new project. Import a project, and I've already downloaded this. Wait, let me go down just a little bit. Or no, where did I put it? Hold on. Maybe instead of Google Drive, let me download it from my computer. KML file from my computer. And yeah, I think it's somewhere in here. Is it on the desktop? Or hold on, I think I left it in downloads. Here we go. So this is the chapter that you're supposed to open up. And in Google Earth Pro, which works much better, I just like click that one box and it turns everything off. Or if I want to see everything in that box, I click the box once and it turns everything on in the box. And obviously, we got some images here that haven't loaded properly, but we don't need them. But it's easy to turn everything on and off. If I go back to the website version, you need to see this stuff that's in plate tectonics. And I've already like used this, so it's kind of working a little bit for me. But see the eyeballs over here? That like hides stuff or shows it to you. They're all clicked off. Like everything's hidden when you load this file. So in order to see everything, not only do I have to click that eyeball and make it visible, I have to go down to every different submenu and every different drop down and click all of those eyeballs to make them visible. You can see it nicely on here, but it took me like 15 minutes to unclick all these eyeballs and actually make this stuff viewable. And so, I'd have to make a video to show y'all how to even get to this point. B, it would be an extremely boring video and take a long time. And then when you get done with the video, you still have to do the homework. So it's proving a little bit problematic early on. We'll see how this works out. But let me show you what you're supposed to have. You're supposed to have the seafloor spreading file and the plate tectonics file. The seafloor spreading is supposed to be turned off. The age of the ocean floor and the Himalayas is supposed to be turned off. And down here in the gallery, you are supposed to have, if this would open up, there you go. In the gallery, apparently when they made this homework assignment, there was a file or a layer down here for volcanoes. So you just click the layer and it shows you where all the volcanoes are at. There is no such file anymore, and so that's what I was talking about. I had to download a separate file from the Smithsonian. So they've created a file for Google Earth that shows you where all the Earth or the volcanoes are. And with that activated, now we can actually kind of do the assignment in a way. And so let's see just what we're talking about here and what they would want us to do. Here are the 9 questions. It seems like most of you have already started, at least done one question. If you haven't started at all, now's the time. It's going to be due tomorrow, whether I get this problem fixed or not. And most of the other questions, everybody's done. I got a lot of people done on the first 5. The last 2, don't forget about the last 2. You can do those without the Google Earth. But the 2 that require Google Earth start with the word encounter. And only a couple people have finished those. Don't feel bad if you haven't done those. And the grades aren't that good. So these 2 are probably going to go away tomorrow unless I get some last minute miracle. But let's click on this first one and see what they want us to do. So right off the top, they give us a Google Earth profile. And that's one of the issues is you can't get Google Earth Pro on your Chromebook. So you download the file. You open up Google Earth Pro. It does say in the Places Planet Temporary Places folder, that is in Google Earth Pro. And basically it tells you to return back to your mastering screen, follow the directions in the yellow on the right. So here's my directions in yellow. Make sure you've opened the file. I've opened the file. Expand chapter 11, the dynamic planet. Fine, I did that. What's it say? With the seafloor spreading folder deselected. So we're going to turn that one off. Open the menu for the plate tectonics folder. Check the boxes for USGS, real-time earthquakes, earthquake tectonic plates, and plate boundaries. So let me go back and just show you. I've got my seafloor spreading chapter 11 turned off. In my plate tectonics folder, I've got the USGS real-time earthquakes, the earth tectonic plates, and then the plate boundaries all selected. So those are the 3 they told me to have selected. So what else do they want? In the layers panel at the left, make sure that borders, labels, and roads are deselected. So what they want over here for us, I've got borders, labels, and roads all deselected. If I turn those on, it's just another layer in the map that shows me the roads and the borders, and there's none right here in this picture. But if we back out, there we go. You can see some of the roads. You can see some of the places. They got the highway symbols. I don't know what state we're in, but Eskridge is a town around here. And you can see if I turn these off, borders, roads, and labels, now just have a nice picture of the earth. So they want all that stuff off. What else do we have? And that's it. And they're basically saying with these 4 layers, the 4 that came with the little file that I downloaded and the 1 volcano layer, now you should be able to see everything that you need to do and answer the questions. So let's see what the questions are and if we actually could answer them and if this is a decent assignment. Because to be honest, I've been working so hard trying to figure out the Google Earth part. I haven't actually gone through every question to make sure that it's a reasonable question, because sometimes they're not. So it says, double click the Andes Mountains place mark. What kind of boundary is offshore? So I'm going back to Google Earth Pro, and they want me to click the Andes Mountains place mark. So I need to look for my place marks in here. If I expand my plate boundaries folder, I get an Andes Mountains thing, and I just click on that, double click on it. If it's going to accept this, double click. And it should take me directly to the Andes Mountains, where I should have some labels that tell me some stuff. Yes. So right off the top, you can see it's labeled Andes Mountains. I have a whole bunch of volcanoes here. If I zoom in just a little bit, you can start to see these named. So look at all these volcanoes. I mean, volcanoes everywhere, everywhere. And if I didn't download that file, you just wouldn't be able to see that. What you do see are dots. These dots correspond to earthquakes. The bigger the dot, the bigger the earthquake. The smaller the dot, the smaller the earthquake. And the color shows you the depth. And so these earthquakes are about medium depth, not super deep, not super shallow, just kind of normal. So if I go back and turn my volcanoes back on, where I can see those, I can back out just a little bit. Here we go. Back out just a little bit. It's much easier to control with a mouse instead of a pen. Where's it going? All right, it's reset. My bad. So what do we have here? We have a little bit of information. We got a yellow line right along our plate boundary. We've got an arrow with a speed on it. Millimeters per year is a speed. And it's telling us which direction that plate's going at that speed. And we should have a key somewhere here to tell us what type of plate boundary this is, which should be, let's see, plate boundaries. That's the USGS real-time stuff, earthquakes, plate boundaries. There
should be a legend in the bottom left.
Yeah, there was. Do I need to hit full screen on it, maybe?
Maybe.
Is that what's happening? How do I get this to go away? Yeah, there was a legend that showed you the different types of plate boundaries.
I mean, honestly, it's like it's mountains, so you should be able to be like, yeah, it's convergent.
Yeah, it's going to be convergent. Yeah. But it should also say, and I was going to full screen all the time yesterday, and now I'm not seeing my imagery. That's not it. That's moving my camera. Let me come back here and see if I can get it from my computer. I don't know why it would be different, but somehow it feels like it is. Andes Mountains. I'm already here. How do I make this mini go away? Here. Yeah, nope, it's not there. Why is they're not there. Where's my? Yeah, let me go back. Something's turned off that shouldn't be turned off. Or maybe it's not. Anyways, yes, it is convergent, and ideally, if everything were working the way it should be working, you'd have a little color-coded key down here that tells you that the yellow lines are convergent. What the red lines are divergent, and the blue lines are transformed. So yes, you find the Andes Mountains, you see the yellow line, you see the key wherever it happens to be, and it tells you that it's convergent. Oh, no, I went and turned everything on. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why this file is like corrupted today. But anyways, so we got that one. Let me see real quick if I can delete that. Go back to the assignment. Download the file again. Save. Okay. I'm gonna go and put it on the desktop so I can get it easily. And then I'm going to go back to Google Earth and open it up from the desktop. That's still bad. Why is that messed up like that? Still no key. I don't know where the key is. Anyways, fine y'all. So let's see, what's the second question? Because I think we answered the first question, right? Yeah, convergent, nice. And let me go to standard view so I'm not like giving all the answers. Part B, double click the Scotia plate place mark. You may have to zoom out a bit in order to see the name of the plates. Which of the following is the accurate description of the plate near the volcano? So I go back to Google Earth, I scroll down and click on the Scotia plate, and it's going to take me all the way down south near Antarctica, and we can see all the plates. We got the Scotia plate, we got the Antarctic plate, the South American plate. We got a little string of volcanoes here. We got a little island over here, which I think is a fairly famous island. The names are turned off, so I don't have the name of it, but yeah, that's where we're at. So, what do they want to know from us here? Which of the following is accurate description of the plate near the volcanoes? Volcanoes are found along the transform boundary of the South American and Scotia plates. No, we do have some transform boundaries, but that's not really what they're found along. They're in between a convergent boundary and a divergent boundary. So what else do we have? The Antarctic plate is subducting under the South American plate. No, we're not seeing that. The South American plate is going under the Scotia plate, maybe. The South American and Scotia plates diverge at 78 millimeters a year. Now that's a converging boundary right there, so it's probably B. Convergence is occurring on the Scotia plate. Yes, that's what's happening. Scotia plate is converging right here, especially with the orientation they give us. It's converging right here with the South American plate. So that one shouldn't be too bad. What else do we have? Double click the Orient Fault Zone place mark. Double click that. Go around to the Orient Fault Zone. And then what do they want to know from us about here? Which of the following describes the movement of the North American and Caribbean plates? So we got the Caribbean plate on the bottom, the North American plate on the top, and the blue line is the transform fault. No. Blue line is, divergent. Your red lines are transform, I see. So they're diverging. They're splitting apart and separating. So moving to the west and the north, the south and the north. Yeah, I'd say the Caribbean plate is moving to the south and North American plate is moving to the north. Uh, that seems like it's kind of fair.
It says it's wrong.
Yeah, that's not right.
They said that's wrong?
The
Is the
Caribbean
blue
plate
a
is moving to the
transform?
east, and the North American plate is moving to the west.
No, look, so this is a transform. It looks different because the proportions, but if we come over here, you can see that the San Andreas fault, which is definitely a transform, is blue, and our little red patches are where we're spreading. So yeah, this is a transform fault, and this little red patch right here is your spreading center, but the rest is transform, and this is all transform. So yes, your North American plate should be headed to the left, which is the west, and your Caribbean plate, I believe, should be headed to the right, which would be east. Yeah. So Caribbean plate, Caribbean plate to the east, North American plate to the west. That's all. Which of the following plate boundaries is moving the fastest? So they give you some options here. Pacific plate at Samoa Tonga, at Japan, the Nazca plate, the Australian plate. So let's see if we can find some of these. The Nazca plate is going to be down here somewhere. Caribbean plate. I don't remember where the Nazca plate is. There it is. There's the Nazca plate. It's moving 79 millimeters a year. The Pacific plate up near Japan. Where was it specific? Pacific plate at Sapporo, Japan. Well, they told me to turn the labels off, but I assume it's like right here. So 92 millimeters a year. Samoa and Tonga is going to be further down. American Samoa, is that like down here? That looks pretty fast, but I'm not 100% sure that's American Samoa. I'm going to put my labels back on. That's Fiji. There's New Zealand. There it is. Samoa and Tonga is going to be somewhere else over here. So that's 237 mil. That's probably your winner right there. That one's going pretty fast. Australian plate at New Caledonia and Australian plate at Jakarta, Indonesia. So that's going to be over here. I don't know where New Caledonia is.
You can use the search bar top left.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. New Caledonia. Yeah, thank you. That was super easy. Yeah, so New Caledonia is only 123, and Jakarta is up here in Indonesia. Yeah, Jakarta's right here. So 70 millimeters a year, yeah. So the fastest one we found was the Tonga Samoa plate boundary, which is 237. I believe that'll be the correct answer there. And check the box for the age of ocean floor folder. What was the rate of spreading of the Nazca plate off of La Paz? So I think this age of ocean floor file might be corrected now, because it was giving me colors the other day and now it's giving me X's. But we can see. Close that out. Age of the ocean floor down here. Why am I getting big X's? That's not what's supposed to be happening. Yeah. Something got corrupted there. Okay, but The information's gonna be there. Why everything's all white. Let me see if I can do that on the online version, so I don't think that was so messed up. All this is open. Age of the ocean floor. No, it is all messed up. So you can't answer that question anyways. The file's corrupted. You put a big X on the earth, which is kind of ominous. So let's see. Turn all that off? Yeah. Where are we going in Australia? There's another the Nazca plate, which is South America. And what did it want to know? What was the rate of spreading 40 to 50 million years ago on the Nazca plate off La Paz? So, why is all this jacked up now? Trash this. Delete this. Open computer, chapter 11. It's got all this saved. Okay. Yeah, if we can't do that, I need to let them, maybe I can send them an email and my negative files are corrupted. Let's close out the question. No, I did. Yeah, so that's right. Okay, okay. Okay, I'll do that later. Actually, let me go in and remove this question. Edit. Items. Hold on. What is it? Counter. Yes, remove that and remove that. Okay. Save it. All right, those questions should be gone now. Yes, now all sorts of people are done. The average score is higher. So yes, make sure you do the rest of the questions on that. I've taken the two that you can't do on. If you do have any questions or if something seems like it's not being explained properly, please let me know, because I mean, I go through a lot of this, but I do not have enough time to go through every question. So, let me know if there's a problem with something. I'll take a question off, or I'll figure out how to explain it to everybody. Yeah, so that's what we're working on. Make sure your assignment's done by tomorrow, and send me emails if you got questions.